So what happened after you locked your friend out of the house?
Well, of course, initially, like I said, I thought, for me, I thought I had repaid that, incident because I thought I had gotten him back a little. I felt good about myself, but, I probably didn't realize, and I haven't talked to a lot of people specifically about what they thought, what their perception of me, because I probably didn't think I was acting that crazy, but the people in the family and all that I've talked to, like, I really was like off the wall, like, and I thought I was holding it together pretty good, but that was not the case, I was not the case at all. So I imagine, so he must have just been like, I don't want to spend another minute in that house with this nutcase, I'm out of there, but now he has no way to get in, and in a weird way, like I felt like it was, it was his fault for throwing the milk in the phone, like you brought this situation on, so, I didn't have much compassion at all at the time. So he eventually said, listen, I got another place, dude, I just want my stuff. And so he says, me, my brother, and my father are going to come get there. So again, now here's the paranoia creeping in. I'm thinking, this guy's going to be pissed at what I did that day now, so now he's going to think he has to do something. And he was going to he has two brothers, I both know, and his father, actually. And I'm like, if they all are in this house together, him and his brothers are probably going to try and jump me. So that ain't happening. But if he's not here, what I told him is, I said, listen, your brothers and your father can come here, or you can come here by yourself, but not you with them. Because again, I was worried, it's going to go sideways for me. And I think, from my point of view, he knew why I was saying that. Again, I haven't talked to him, but sure he did. I'm sure he was like, probably thought I was planning something against him. I don't know. But he never came for it. And he finally said, listen, I said, look, there's a shed out back. I said, I'm going to put your stuff in the shed. You can pick it up when you want, because there was another kid that was going to move in. A friend of both of us. And so I made it like, I tried to be all, I have a new tenant, so I have to get your stuff out of here anyway. So I started putting his stuff in the shed. I'm putting it in nice, I'm not trying to damage his stuff, it wasn't about that, I'm putting all his stuff. But the weird part was, I'm boxing his stuff up, putting it out there, and now I find a couple pieces of electronics of mine that are in his room. Again, I don't know what the explanation for it. One was like a USB pen. The other was this live scribe pen that you write, that special paper. Anyway, I'm finding this stuff. I'm like, what's he doing with my stuff? Now this, again, feeding into that paranoia. I'm like, he's trying to make me go crazy by stealing my stuff little by little. And now this just infuriates me, so I call him on the phone, and I'm screaming at him, and now I'm throwing his stuff in the shed. Like, I don't even care. And I'm like, get your shit out of here. And I'm sure he's just like, what's wrong with this dude? So now he comes to get his stuff, and he called and said there was specifically some legal documents he had for something. I forget what it was. And he asked me to make sure I put them to the side. He needed those, which I did. And there was a planter right outside the back garage door. And, after that first night, when we had the blowout on the front lawn where I locked him out, now I'm thinking he's coming back. He is not taking his line down, So I was like I was driving screws into the basement windows, and I had this big table that I would slide. The back door was a little rickety. I would slide the table over it, and I put an extra deadbolt on the front door in case he found his keys. And again, because I'm thinking he's going to try and get in here, and it's going to be bad. And but I'm realizing too, his friends are coming over. Friends are probably more out of concern, but I realized that what I'm doing here looks very paranoid, and I didn't want to look paranoid. So with each night, Michael and Gizmo would come over, not every day, but so each time I was like, suddenly I didn't put the table in front of the door, and then I left the door unlocked, and then I left it just pulled open so anyone could walk in because I was downstairs. So then I even felt the need to make the statement to make it seem like I was doing it intentionally. And I said, Michael, don't you realize that every day a layer of paranoia was peeled back? That was intentional. It wasn't intentional, but I wanted them to think it was, and they probably didn't. But now at this point, now like you get different levels of paranoia and confidence and aggression, and many times I would, especially if the paranoia was high, I would drink, because drink would just calm you down and just relax you, So the drinking, of course, would get out of hand and you go too far, and then you're aggressive. You're a paranoid who's aggressive, which is just you don't know what's going to happen. So now I got the back door open, and I put those documents in the planter near the door. So he pulls his truck on the side street. There's a fence. Because I don't think he knew, like, what's this dude capable of? Like he's out of it. There's something wrong. So I'm not trusting him. So he would jump the fence, get his stuff, hang it on the fence, jump the fence, then put it in his truck. Took a while, but he never came. And I told him where the documents were. He never came and got them, and I don't know why. That day, anyway, he sent his brother back for him. And I'm not sure why, but my guess is he thought the reason I had the door open, and the reason I had the door open is I wanted to make sure he didn't think that I was paranoid. But I was sitting there thinking, he's going to come in here. Like, be ready. Be ready. And every time I walked by the door, I tried to act like I wasn't paying attention because he was out there. But I was paying attention. And I think he thought that I left those papers there so when he went for him, like I might spring out on him or something. I don't know. Again, we never got that far. We did talk things out eventually when I got out of the final hospital and everything was cool, but we never talked about specifics. And so he finally got his stuff out. And I should mention, the day before when he was getting ready to come over, I had this knife that had a nice wooden, Gizmo had given it to me. It had a really nice wooden thing with a decorative, it was like a lady on the front, and it was a long knife and sharp, and I was like, this would be perfect. So I used to put it inside my sweatshirt, and I used to practice pulling it out fast, right? And it used to stick at this one point. So I got this oil out, I'm oiling the wood, I'm oiling the blade, and I got down really good with it, right? And I was carrying that with me, thinking when I do my walk by and I'm casual, if he surprises me, I can do that. And obviously it never came to that, thank God, but that was my plan.